Hey everybody. I just wanted to come on here because I was in the middle of journaling and I'm like working on self discovery, things of that nature, and I just came across like um, an epiphany for young women, young girls, or even this can apply to young people. Period. Like preteens and teens. Excuse my hair and everything. I haven't even got the chance to just get myself physically together yet. So I wanted to share though something that just really just touched me. It's like, young people, please hear me out. Hear me out. Take this and run with it, and let it marinate in your heart. And parents, if you're listening, listen. We have got to teach our children the importance of boundaries, the importance of loving themselves, the importance of um, being true to themselves always in every situation, all throughout their life. Like, we have to teach this stuff to them. They're not gonna grow up and just know what to do, and we want to try and make their life journey a little bit easier if we can, um, and not necessarily learning things that they should have learned at a young age in their late 30s and 40s and 50s, and some people never get it. So we don't want that. We want to raise a generation of healthy children, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And yeah, that starts with us. That starts with us, as parents, being able to um, go over what we were taught and what we might have lacked, um, being taught from our parents or caretakers, and just revamping that whole thing. I'm sorry, I just thought I heard one of my babies. Okay, they're good. I think. Hold on. Okay, they're good. So, yeah, first things first, boundaries. Boundaries are something that we absolutely positively have to master in our life. We have to be able to say, in any situation in our life, this is my line. Everything over here is okay. Everything over here is not okay. If anything or anyone crosses this line where it's not okay, then what am I going to do? We have to know what's going to, because this is my boundary. This is okay with me and this is not okay with me. Let's give a relationship, since a lot of people are dealing with relationship issues and things like that. Let's give a relationship as an example. So over here, in the things that's allowed is love, care, having compassion for me, and receiving and giving love, um, intimacy, respect, things of that nature. Anytime anyone goes to the other side with disrespect, with calling me out of my name, with cheating, with um, abuse, any of that, that's across my line. That's across my boundary. So there's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to continue on. There's no reason to continue if you've crossed my boundary. Now, the thing is this: sometimes we may have boundaries, but we won't share our boundaries. We have to be able to share our boundaries. We have to be able, when we meet someone or come into a relationship, or even if you're already in a relationship and you've come to the epiphany that, hey, I don't want to be treated like that. I don't want to be talked to that way. I don't want to be cheated on. I don't want that. That's not what I want. That's not for me. And you come to that in conclusion and you're in the middle of a relationship, You have to be able to communicate that to the person, because some people just were raised any kind of way, don't know any better, were never taught better, didn't just don't understand. They are so used to getting things their way. They might be used to talking to people like a certain way, or abusing a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, and not getting any consequences with it. Nobody really correcting that, whatever it may be. But when it comes to you and your boundaries, you don't allow that. You don't allow certain things. So being able to communicate that is key. Being able to say in the beginning of a relationship, middle, it don't matter what part of the relationship, being able to say, okay, that doesn't feel good to me, and I don't like that. So don't do that again. Because if you do that again, which is crossing my boundary, then I know you don't want me. I know you don't respect me. I know you don't love me. I know you're not for me. And teach your children this, and young people listen. Make it very easy for you to walk away. Put it in your mind state that once a person crosses my boundaries, they're telling me they don't want me. They don't want me. If they cross your boundaries, they don't want you. Especially if you laid them out and made them real clear. And if that person decides they don't want you, you don't want them. You don't want somebody who doesn't want you. You don't want somebody who's always crossing your boundaries and playing with you like that. You don't want that, young people. Take it now, learn it now in your teens, and you'll go off and do well in everything: relationships, jobs, careers, business, every single thing. If you have your boundaries and you set them and you learn to perfect them now, then when you grow up and as you go on in life, you will not be fucked with, so to speak. You won't be played with as much. People will see you and know, oh, she's not about that life. He's not about that life. So let me not even try them like that, you know. And those who are all about game, say it's in relationships or even business, and they're not serious, they won't even come to you. They won't even try to approach you with anything, because they already can see your boundaries a mile away, just by how you operate, how you talk, how you walk, how you deal with certain things, and what you're putting out there into the world. Hold on one second. All right, I'm sorry. I had to take a quick little break. Have somebody come to the door. So yeah, knowing your boundaries, mastering your boundaries, setting them ahead of time, even going as far as to replay scenarios in your head so that when a situation comes up, you already know how to deal with it. So say, okay, in a relationship, I don't want to be called a B word. I don't want to be hit on. I don't want to be belittled. I'm not tolerating cheating. That's against my boundaries. I want loyalty. I want love. I want affection. And I want respect. That's within my boundary. Like that's good with me. Replay a scenario, different scenarios in your head where a person is disrespecting you. The person has called you this. The person has cheated on you. The person has tried to put their hands on you, or have put their hands on you. If you replay it in your head, baby boy, baby girl, you'll already know what to do. You'll already know what to do. You already know what time it is. Oh, okay. All right. Because I already replayed this in my head. I already seen this play out. So I know if you do this, that means you don't love me, and that means I gotta go. And stick with that. Don't deter from that. Don't deter from what you set for yourself. Always be true to yourself. Always be real with yourself. Always know what you're going to allow and what you're not going to allow. And stick with it. Stick with it. Even if it seems like it's hard, stick with it. Stick with yourself. Always be true to yourself, and you'll see exactly how far in life you will go and how successful in life you will be. That's the number one key. One of the number one keys is to be able to walk away. Being business deals, bad business deals, being able to walk away. Bad relationships that aren't benefiting you, being able to walk away. Bad friendships or even family member toxicity, being able to walk away. This is what's going to give you peace. This is what's going to give you the most success in life. This is what's going to give you the most joy and happiness and love in life. Is being able to cut things off when they're not benefiting you, when they're no good for you. Another thing, what all really coincides, it all really ties in together. Being able to have boundaries, set them and master them, and being able to have, of course, standards and boundaries, they go together. Your standard is something that's like, okay, he or she has to be like this. Say I'm using relationships, but this is for business. This is for everything. My standard is this. I'm on a job. I'm not going to accept less than this amount per hour. I'm not going to accept less than this. That's a standard. And your boundary is like, okay, when you're in the job, say they do meet your standard for your desired pay. Well, now you have your boundaries. You're in there and now you have your boundaries. Okay, I'm not going to take on more than I can at a time. Whatever workload you're given, I'm not going to allow people to disrespect, whatever. You have your standards and your boundaries, and perfect those two. Also being always true to yourself. Always. Always be true to yourself. How do you be true to yourself? Going within, knowing yourself, learning yourself. If you learn this at a young age, you will do very well, young people. And when I say young people, I'm talking about preteens, teens, early 20s. You young people have such a advantage in life right now that a lot of us didn't have growing up, because you have technology and you have Google and different things to find information and all of that. So it's beautiful times, but you're still gonna have people and situations that try to get you to not be you, to get you to bow down to their standards, to their and I wouldn't even say standards, because standards are like a respectful thing. They're for you, but somebody might want you to bow down to their way of doing things, or in job, anything. This is anything. And when you are true to yourself and you know yourself, the only way you can be true to yourself is if you know yourself. The only way you can know yourself is if you learned yourself. Write down all the things that you know about yourself. There are many writing prompts on Google that you can find for self-discovery. Discover who you are. Discover what you don't like. What don't you like? I don't want a partner who smokes. I don't want a partner who curses. I don't want a partner who has done XYZ. I don't want a job that's this. I don't want a job that's like that. I don't want a job. Know who you are and know what you want and don't want. And this is what's going to get you far in life. This is what's going to get you the most success, is knowing who you are. Once you know who you are and you're able to say, know that, I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. This is not for me. This is what makes me feel good. This doesn't make me feel good. Just learning yourself. Take the time every day and journal about yourself and self-discovery, and learn yourself every day more and more. The things that you want, the things you don't want, and really get in tune with yourself. Really go into inner self and all the wounds and everything that if you've been hurt in life already. All of that, you have to do the work. You have to go inside of yourself and be able to clear that work. Now, this is a topic that takes a whole nother video, and it's going to take time. So it's something that I'll put out later. And I don't want to get too deep in that right now, because right now we're talking about knowing yourself and learning yourself, mastering yourself. And once you get to that point of knowing yourself and being true to yourself and knowing what you don't like, anytime you know what you don't like, automatically you know what you do like. Automatically. If you know, I don't like a smoker, then you know the opposite of that is someone who doesn't smoke. I don't want this. I don't want to settle for $10 an hour at my job. Then what's that? Anything more than that, just learn and practice yourself. Learn and practice discovering yourself and your own needs and the things that you don't like and the things that you do like, and really taking the time to know you. It's nothing wrong with going by yourself and learning you and doing for you and loving you. That's so key. Loving you, loving yourself is so important, because a lot of times in life, people and things will make you feel like you're wrong for loving yourself. Things and people in life will make you feel like you are wrong for taking the time for you. That's very vital, very. Even me with my babies, I have 3 little ones right now in the home, 4, 2, and 5 months going on 6 months. Do y'all know I have to force time for me? Like, literally, I have to take time for me every single day so that I am in tune with myself, God, my inner self, my desires, all of that, and that I'm loving myself. I have to force time with me. And that might come like waking up before they get up. That might come like if I don't beat them up before they get up. That might me going into the office like I'm in right now, and shutting them outside with their older siblings or with their dad, and me coming in here and just taking my time, like, just, hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I need a good 30 minutes. I need a good hour. Sometimes I need an hour and a half, and that's okay. Don't ever be ashamed of taking time for you to get your mind together, to get your place in a feeling of love for yourself. Don't ever let anyone guilt trip you for doing better in life, for getting to the point where you want to take time for yourself and that you're working on yourself. Anytime you're working on yourself, you're doing great things. Anytime you're working on yourself and you're bettering yourself and you're becoming better than you were last year and yesterday, you're doing great things. And you are in alignment with your true self and with God. So do not ever allow anyone to guilt trip you or make you believe that you taking you and working on you and becoming better and being happy and being joyous and being loving is a crime or some bad thing. Because if anybody ever does that to you, and sometimes it's a trip because it be the closest people to you sometimes, but just know, if anybody is ever doing that to you or making you feel bad for taking you time, whether it be you might want to go get a massage, you might want to go get your nails done, your hair done, you might want to go. Self-care is in many different forms. Self-love is in many different forms. You might just meditate. You might just go for a walk in nature. You might just go for a drive. Sometimes I just want to go for a ride, and that makes me happy and that makes me feel good. And when you get to that point where you're taking care of you, sometimes people will get jealous of you. Sometimes maybe they're not taking care of themselves. Maybe they see your growth and they're like, wait a minute, but I know you like this. I know you as this type of person. I know you as that type of person. And they're uncomfortable with your growth. They're uncomfortable with you being the best version of yourself and becoming better and better. And that's not your issue. That's not your problem. So don't go taking on other people's issues and other people's problems, because that's not going to benefit you in any way. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter. You don't need nobody's acceptance. You don't need anybody to agree with you on what you're doing. You don't need validation from anybody. Okay? God's giving you all the validation. You give you validation. As long as you're validating you, you don't need the validation of others, ever. Okay? So continue to grow, continue to work on you. I feel like I'm, sharing a lot, and I just am trying to keep it where it's in a condensed, section. Not really, I don't want to be all over the place, y'all. So really the topic of the video is to, or the moral of it is to just take care of you. Especially young people, if you can get this now, teens, preteens, 20s, take care of you. Always take care of you. Always be true to yourself. Do that first. Do that first. It doesn't matter what other people think. Do you first. Be true to you first. Make sure you're happy and loving and good. Because when you're happy and loving and good within self, What do you think you're going to exude to the world? What do you think you're going to give to the world? Love. Yeah. You're going to give joy. You're going to give compassion. You're going to give peace. You're going to give grace. You're going to give all that good stuff. Joy. All of that good stuff you're going to give to them because you've given it to you first. So a quick example is even like if you ever taken a flight. On the flight, you know, before the flight takes off, the flight attendants, they go over the rundown of the in case in an event something happens, you know, like plane going down, whatever. They always tell you this: put your mask on first, and then put the mask on of your children, the person next to you, whatever. But take care of you first. And it's just like that. You need to take care of you first. You need to make sure that your oxygen levels are full first, that your love levels are full first, that your self-care levels are full first before you can go out and take care of others, including your children. Too many of us mothers, we give to everybody else, and we don't give to ourselves. When what we should be doing is giving to us first, and then in our overflow of giving to ourselves, in our abundance of giving to ourselves, we give to everyone else. And that feels so much better than giving from an empty cup, than from straining or trying to give from something that we don't have. So it's important, people, young people, mothers, fathers, everybody, to take care of you first. Be true to yourself. Know your boundaries, set your boundaries, know your limits, know your standards. Set them, don't forget them, keep on them, and stick with them. And once you do that, you'll see how your life changes and how you become the best version of you, always. All right? All right, I got to finish up taking care of me, so we'll talk soon. Whenever I feel led to make another video, I'll make another video. All right? Y'all have a blessed day. God bless.